Good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Language Confidence Project, the daily dose of language courage for people who love languages and those who really don't but have to learn one anyway. And today, and actually all the rest of this week, I wanted to send you all a daily message to say that if you're getting feedback that's getting you down, it's okay. You are not the only one. Your language learning isn't broken, and it's all still going to be all right. We hear it so often, that message that to succeed, whether it's in business or education, in your career, creative pursuits when you start to share them with the world, or in learning something big like a language, you need to develop a thick skin. And it's one of those teachings where, yet again, it raises a lot more questions than answers. And that vagueness really does play out in real life. How many people do we first meet who we think are so confident? Criticism just seems to bounce off them. They go through setbacks or perceived failures cheerfully with a smile as though none of this stuff even affects them, until we learn later that actually it hit them really hard. They just know how to act like it doesn't. And it got me thinking, well, who really tells us to develop one? And it's parents and teachers and bosses and managers or assigned mentors at work. And what so many of us really hear and really internalize when they say that is, here's how to behave in the face of setbacks or criticism or rudeness. Don't cry, don't sulk, don't get defensive, don't retaliate, don't give up or quit. But what so many of us don't hear and don't internalize is, here is how to think in the face of those things. And that's what a thick skin really is. Honestly, truly developing a thick skin isn't about behavior management. It doesn't mean you stop caring so that none of this stuff hits you. It doesn't mean manually organizing your face into a calm or even grateful arrangement in the face of an insult. It doesn't mean saying the right things in public and then beating yourself up about it in private later. Developing a thick skin isn't meant to be a lesson in self-governing to the max and tightening your hold on all your body language and facial expressions. It isn't about putting it on you to manage how you look or how you act. Those things should be a natural consequence of coming into these conversations from a place that already feels calm and strong. And it's not to say that learning how to respond or act isn't helpful in these situations. And it's true that tricks and scripts for this kind of thing can be so helpful. But just that's not the end of the story. If we only focus on displaying the right facade, on learning how to act and speak like we have one, we can go decades or our whole lives never actually developing the mental strength that would make this journey so much easier and nicer for us. We'd look confident, we'd look professional, or whatever we feel like we'd need to be, but this stuff would still hurt us when it could help us. So I think developing a thick skin means having a whole array of tools in your toolkit that allow you to separate out what's subjective and what's objective, what's useful and what's not, and how to let go of the stuff that really isn't helpful or constructive. It means separating your work from yourself enough that mistakes in your work don't feel like huge flaws as a person. And so for the rest of this week, I'm going to be looking at a few of those tools with you and helping you to feel stronger when you do go into conversations with native speakers or maybe teachers. And I can't wait to see you there because it's going to be so, so important. You are doing an amazing job, language learners, and you're doing something really hard. And I just want to remind you that everything you get feedback on, even if it is more negative than you wanted it to be or expected it to be, is a sign that you've shown up for yourself and for your goal. That you're letting yourself make mistakes, that you aren't just sticking with what you know, and that you're growing. And all of that is something to be so, so proud of. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you back here to carry on this conversation tomorrow.